Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. Tonight we've got a quick little Snowrunner video here. New DLC has come out. This is a Is It Worth It video. This one's going to be a little bit tougher for me because I'm not a massive modern truck fan. However, I love vintage trucks. So we have the Land Rover Defender D90 on the left there, the green, the British green heritage color. Farm Jeep / truck. It can also be turned into a pickup truck in real life, not in game. And it is a really cool truck, pretty dang capable. And then next to it we have the newer Defender 110. They also had an older 110 model in real life that was the same as our D90 on the left, just longer. But on the right we have the modern version of it. Not quite as a depth of a vehicle, just a little bit lower ride height, and it's more of a road truck than it is an off-road truck. But still capable in its own right. Definitely not to be sneezed or laughed at as an off-roader. So we're going to take these trucks, we'll put them through their paces. I feel like in this kit, price-wise and looks-wise, the vintage Land Rover has a slight advantage over the newer Land Rover, the Defender 110, because the D90 is just a all-around taller truck, like as far as its suspension sits, and it's capable of crawling off-road a little bit better than the Defender is. The Defender also tends to bog down more in the mud, whereas the Land Rover kind of pulls through deeper mud situations. So, I don't know. I mean, it is a toss-up. They're really close. They are. But I prefer the older truck better. It's like I said, it's a little smaller. You can see there, so it's a little bit more agile. But we'll take the newer one out first. We are on the Tennessee map, which also just came out. It is a single-stage map, but it is huge. Hidden on here, I believe, are 2 Russian trucks, or there should be anyway. Unless maybe they put them in other regions. I'm not sure. But you can see here already, even in like the regular slop, this truck does pretty well. Kind of put it into. I want the diff lock off for now, so we can see how it does in just plain old all-wheel drive. And as you can see here, it's doing okay. I apologize. There is a chicken walking in the background. I have Penelope, the house chicken, wants to go outside and play with her friends. So I'll be letting her out here shortly. But we're going to do some bogging. We're going to do some attempted rock climbing to kind of simulate what we're going to be going through with this truck. And then we'll do the same thing with the Defender D90. So, like, here's a bog situation. And once again, how you drive and where you drive does make a difference, too. So even if a truck is not maybe as capable as some others, it still could do well if you pick the right path. So, like, if I go to the left there, if I go to the right here, I'm going to get stuck. Like, this is, oh, look, the truck's getting stuck. Well, yeah, and most of the trucks in this game will get stuck. Oh, look, we're stuck. That's because we were idiots and drove into the mud. Still, we got out. But you can see here, this truck's got a little bit of a stiffer frame, so it doesn't tend to roll over the rocks very well. And that's, I want to say like a primary weakness, but to me, that's the weakness with this truck. It definitely wants to, you know, like, tip itself over maybe a little bit more readily. Though I will say the D90 is pretty top heavy. And I've got the kits on top of them. Obviously, with this game, as we've learned, when you put those racks on top of the truck, it does tend to slow the truck down. It can also cause the truck to flip over a little bit easier because you're top heavy. So, you know, just be aware of that. There's some deep mud. Let's get in there and see what happens. Diff locks are on. Some wheel speed control is important. And we got stuck. I don't think we're going to, I mean, we'll get out eventually, but it's going to be a long haul. So you got to winch our way out. I'm interested to see if our Defender D90 can do that, but we'll come back to this in a second here. Here's the interior view of the newer truck. Definitely modern looking, like 90s modern. And once again, Land Rover, Range Rover, very English heritage trucks. These are especially the D90 is the truck that most farmers use. A lot of farmers have. In fact, when I was over in England, I saw them all the time. And that's a model that they've been building for many, many years. And it works for the farm well and does well. And so they continue to build it, though I think it stopped production, I want to say maybe in 2015 might have been the last year, 2016, something like that. For that older body style, and now they look like this. Ugh. I prefer the older body style myself. But you can see once we get out of the mud, this truck is pretty capable. Just gotta be careful with it. And let's see, there should be some rocks we can climb here. So let's climb up this little ridge here, and this will be our final test, and we'll go grab the D90. And once again, because of the ride height, you get some grip there, grip in the rocks. So I would say that you can do some light rock crawling, but that Jeep Rubicon is the real crawler in the game. Boink! Oh, come on. Nope. So we have to power our way up. All right, so we're going to park here. I'm going to go grab the D90 and see if we can get up the same stuff. So I'll be right back. So we find ourselves in the cockpit of the vintage Defender D90, which I love. And this is with, I believe, all-wheel drive and diff lock off. You can see, even in the mud, it does okay. Now, it will get stuck, though. Once you turn all-wheel drive on, though, it pulls itself out pretty easily. Now, the trick is I got to find the path. I think these are our tracks here, so trying to follow the path that we took in our D110. And we definitely went this way. And so same road that we took before, and I'm just going to keep it open. We need to get down to that mud pit. I wanted to get in there to see if this truck will pull itself through. My inkling is yes. However, we're using the same tires. Now, once again, one of the things that I like about this truck as far as the DLC goes, these DLC trucks often give you like really good brand name tires, and that's something that the Jeep did, the Apache did, and this is no exception. These Land Rovers come with Land Rover tires, wheels and tires, and they have a lot of grip for mud and a lot of grip early game. So if you're starting a normal game, not hardcore, but a normal game, you'll have this in your garage when you start if you've bought the DLC. So right away you can get a truck that's pretty capable in mud or not. Driving Russian trucks. But you can see here, we're stuck in this truck too. So this muck is really bad here. Trying to get a little forward motion going. You can see with both trucks we had to winch out. So when you get into that deep mud, there's not a lot that you can do aside from doing a little bit of winching, so be careful. And like I said when we were in the 110, a big part of surviving this kind of stuff is knowing where to go and not to go. Obviously, if you see a mud pit, go around the outside. Don't go right into the middle of it. But in this case, as we're trying this stuff out, we're kind of sticking to the middle. Yep, and we're stuck. So it seems like from an off-road perspective, they're on par. And I would expect most of the trucks, the Jeeps, all of them, they get stuck in this kind of situation. So once again, I apologize for the coughing. As you guys know, this is my bad allergy season right now. It is. My allergies are never good, but this time of year they are really, really bad. So actually to the point where I ended up having to go to the ER on Sunday night because they were so bad that my throat was closing up. So let's see if we can get up this lip where we lost before. So yeah, see, I can't even get up. There we go. And does the same thing happen? Yep. No. And once again, this is here's the difference. So this truck rides higher with the race suspension. Once again, I've got the race suspension on this, but it does ride higher than our Defender D110, and that allows us to climb up things that the D110 can't. Not a huge difference, but you saw there how much more easily I got up that little rock face there. It took me like 6 tries with the 110, and I did it on the first try with this truck. So it's, once again, a little teeny bit more capable, but I would say, you know, they all struggle with mud. So, you know, that could be the limiting factor. They both do. But I would say, from my experience running these Jeeps for a little while, I've been playing for about, I want to say about 40, 45 minutes with them and kind of putting them through their paces. Well, I call them Jeeps, but I know a Jeep is a general purpose vehicle, by the way. It can be, you can refer to any of these vehicles that we play in this game as Jeeps, as far as the little scout trucks go. But I know we have a Jeep brand that was named after general purpose, but originally they were called Jeeps general purpose, and they just called them Jeeps. Anyway, so this is still a Jeep, even though it's not. After playing around for a couple, 45 minutes to an hour with these, I'm going to say this kit is really on par with the Jeep expansion. The only difference, and the one thing that makes the Jeeps a hair better, that Rubicon comes with a rock crawler suspension. That is something you cannot get with this set. So the other thing that I like more about the Jeep set versus this set is that both of the Jeeps are, well, I guess it depends. That Land Rover, the other Land Rover, might be considered vintage because it is a 10 or 15-year-old model. And with the Rubicon set, we're looking at about the same thing. We have like a 90s Jeep and a 70s to 80s Jeep, whereas this case we have a 90s Land Rover and a 70s and 80s Land Rover. So, yeah, I guess in the long run, it's kind of the same idea. But I will say that the Jeeps are both just a hair more capable. The little Jeep, the Renegade, is more capable than the 110 because it's smaller, much smaller, so it can fit through places that the 110 can't fit through, or the D90. It's smaller than the D90 also. And its price is lower. It gets a little worse mileage, though. The 110 definitely gets better fuel economy. But on a comparison level, as far as abilities, that little Jeep is much more able to do things than our 110 is. So I would say that comparison, that Jeep wins. Between the Defender and the Rubicon, once again, the only thing that really separates them is the suspension. We have our crawler suspension that's available on the Rubicon that's not available on the Defender. So once again, the Jeep pack comes out a little bit ahead just because of that. But if you're a huge Land Rover fan, Range Rover, you can have a Range Rover Defender now, and especially the vintage one I love. And that is going to be good for you in the game. And once again, these are available with these mud tires right from the start of the game. So if you're starting off a new game and you buy these DLCs and you're in normal mode, you can just have one of these Jeeps already. It'll be in your garage. If you're doing hardcore mode, you could upgrade to this fairly quickly. Like I said, this is going to be pretty much, except for the crawler kit, it's going to be pretty much on par with the Rubicon. So this is a good kit. Is it worth it to you? Well, are you a big Land Rover fan? I would say if I had to pick between the Jeep pack and the Land Rover pack, I probably would pick the Jeep pack. First of all, I'm American. I like American Jeeps. Secondly, I think that the Jeeps are just a hair more capable, both of them. But other than that, I think it's a great kit. And is it worth it? Absolutely. These are great little Scouts, and once again, you can kind of pick which ones you like. You got the Apache, you got this set, and you've got the Jeep set, and they're all great, like beginner Scouts. I'm trying to think if there's another one. Hold on. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's it for the Scout pack. So you got the Apache, you got the two Jeeps, and you got this. And once again, I would say they're, Now, I haven't. Let's try one thing out. The one thing I forgot to try is the trailering. We haven't done any trailering stuff. Let's see what trailers these Jeeps or these Land Rovers accept. So this guy takes the Scout flatbed. We can use the prototype unit. Pretty much looks like all of the off-road Scout trailer. Oh, that's cool. So we can drag other Scouts. Looks like all of the Scout trailers are available for this guy. Let's take a look at the 110 real quick here. And once again, all the Scout trailers are available. And I would say that does give us a little bit of a perk over our Jeep kit, because the small Jeep cannot pull any trailers. In fact, I'm not sure. I think the Rubicon does, but the Renegade is not able to pull any trailers. The Apache can't pull trailers either. So here we have two different Scouts that can pull trailers. That is a pretty nice feature. So if you want to do some beginning missions, you can use your Jeep or your Land Rover instead of a truck to deliver some of these products. Though you might have to make two trips. Though we do have a double bed. Here's off-road Scout trailer. I think this thing, I'm not sure what that does. I've never used that trailer before. Just has bigger wheels, it looks like, 2 slots. Once again, a 2-slot trailer. So cool stuff. And then the Scout fuel trailer. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Quick little side-by-side comparison. I think this is a nice kit. Like I said, it's not necessarily like my thing. I'm not like a huge Range Rover fan. But I will enjoy having these trucks in the game, and I definitely am going to use them, especially the D90. The D90 is a classic truck, classic Scout truck, and we'll be using that truck a lot, maybe in our series too. I can't see necessarily using the Defender. I'm just not a huge fan of the look, the D110 here. It's just not my kind of truck. But that D90 is pretty sweet looking, and it is a very capable off-roader. Like I said, right on par with the Jeep Scouts. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And once again, I will see you guys next time. Before I go, real quick, I told you about the tires. It also comes with Land Rover wheels, which I like. You can see here we've got the Defender 110. It's got its own style of wheel versus the the D90, and this is something I like to cover with the Scouts because that's one of the big things is they come with their own hubcaps and wheels. But be aware that if you change from anything but the Defender tire, it's going to get rid of that and put the stock Chevy rim back on again. And that's the same thing for all of these packs. The Jeep pack's the same. If I change wheels out, I no longer get to keep the Jeep wheels. They turn into just the generic Chevy wheels. So that's another incentive to stick with the default tires of the truck. But you can get bigger tires. These are 31s on both trucks. And both trucks will take 32s once they have their lift kits. So if you want to put a bigger mud tire on there, you can. Just be aware that you lose the Land Rover hub. Just thought I'd share that. Anyway, hopefully you guys found this little first look helpful. And like I said, you're going to see these in my series some, at least the old one, maybe the new one too. We'll see. Depends on what my co-players want to use. And so I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time on Snowrunner. Bye.